Once again, Mark Carney, overselling, under-delivering. He talks big and then he acts small. That's not what we need at this moment. Mark Carney promised that this would be a budget about austerity, a budget about spending less and investing more, a budget about generational change. In the end, it's none of those things. It's neither fish nor fowl. Here's the reality. Spending is up 7% compared to last year. That's not a cut. Yeah, sure, you've heard that there will be 40,000 public servant jobs lost over 3 years, 4 years. That is going to mostly be due to attrition. People who quit or retire not being replaced. And it still doesn't take us back to pre-pandemic levels of federal government employment. They have expanded dramatically over the past several years, way beyond population growth, way beyond inflation. It's out of control in terms of employment coming out of Ottawa. This is a drop in the bucket. So what is this budget really all about? It's about spending. Look at the deficit. It's coming in at $78.3 billion. Let me take you back to April 2024. Back then, the federal government projected that the 2025-26 fiscal year deficit would be $38.9 billion. By December, they'd upgraded that to say, well, maybe it'll be $42 billion. Now it's $78.3 billion. Revenues are down, spending is up. The cost to service the public debt is $55.6 billion. That's more than the federal government spends on health transfers to the provinces and territories. This is utterly insane. And of course, they moved ahead with things they didn't need to do. The $38 million extra for the gun confiscation program. I mean, this is taking guns away from legal, lawful, licensed gun owners. It's not going after criminals using guns. Why are they spending tens of millions more on that $742 million program? They could have easily dropped that and said, that was a bad Trudeau idea. We don't need to do that. Save some money. They're giving an extra $150 million to CBC and promising that Canada will try and get into the Eurovision Song Contest, because that's what we really need to hear in a federal budget. There's an awful lot that is wrong with this. Now, there are some things that are right, but in terms of being big and bold, which is what we need at this point, this budget doesn't go there. It doesn't hit the mark. This is not the generational change budget. If it was, I'd be applauding it. If it did half the measures I called for, which would all be in that frame of a generational change budget, then I'd be saying, yes, this is the right way to go. It's not. Once again, Mark Carney, overselling, under-delivering. He talks big and then he acts small. That's not what we need at this moment. What we need is a leader who is going to act boldly and decisively to unleash Canada's economy. We should be one of the richest nations on earth, and instead we are struggling. There are measures the government could have taken to at least set the stage for us to take off. That's what they should have done. They didn't do it. They didn't do the work. They weren't bold enough, and for that, the rest of us are going to pay.